This is DD India and you're watching Express News, a program where we bring for you top 100 news of the day. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's begin. Canadian Foreign Minister Anita Anand met India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar to discuss a joint roadmap for stronger cooperation. Canadian Foreign Minister Anita Anand is on a two-day visit to India. The visit is aimed at strengthening bilateral ties. It is Anita Anand's first visit to India after assuming charge as the Foreign Minister of Canada in May. Ambassador C.B. George, Secretary West at India's Ministry of External Affairs, led the Indian delegation at the senior officials meeting of the 19th Non-Aligned Movement Midterm Ministerial in Kampala, Uganda. The meet was presided over by Uganda's Foreign Minister General Odongo JJ. Newly appointed US Ambassador to India, Sergio Gore, is on a 6-day visit to India. He held talks with Commerce Secretary Rajesh Agrawal on India-US economic ties, with the two sides looking at ways to firm up a trade deal. The holy relics of Lord Buddha were formally enshrined in Kalmykia, marking the first ever exposition of these sacred artifacts in the Russian Republic. Head of the Republic of Kalmykia, along with his ministers, met the Indian delegation. Both sides agreed to strengthen bilateral ties. Uttar Pradesh Deputy Chief Minister Keshav Prasad Maurya also visited Buddhist Park in Elista and assured the governor of Kalmykia that India will provide a Buddha statue and contribute providing its construction material. India's Environment Minister Bhupender Yadav will attend the pre-COP meeting in Brasilia on Monday and Tuesday. The minister will be representing India at the pre-COP 30 organized by the COP 30 presidency. The platform will provide an opportunity for countries to build consensus on the issues critical for the success of COP 30. Minister Yadav will hold meaningful discussions and productive conversations. The Indian Army will host the United Nations Troop Contributing Countries Chiefs Conclave in New Delhi from October 14th to 16th, bringing together senior military leaders from 32 nations that contribute troops to the UN peacekeeping missions. Delegations arrived on Monday for the high-level forum to address the operational challenges, evolving threats, interoperability, and the role of technology and training in strengthening peacekeeping. The fourth edition of the joint bilateral military exercise, Ostra Hind, between India and Australia began at the Irwin Barracks in Australia's Perth. An Indian Army contingent comprising 120 personnel is participating in the 14-day exercise. India's Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnav participated in the 41st Railway Protection Force Raising Day Parade at the RPF Zonal Training Centre in Gujarat on Monday. India's largest student innovation movement, Viksit Bharat Build-a-thon 2025 began on Monday. The initiative aligns with the national vision of Viksit Bharat at 2047, promoting a culture of innovation and self-reliance from the grassroots level. Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan attended the Mega School Innovation event in New Delhi on Monday and also interacted with students. India's Home Minister Amit Shah inaugurated an exhibition on new criminal laws being held in Jaipur. The exhibition showcases the Indian Penal Code, the Indian Civil Defence Code and the Indian Evidence Act. The implementation of the Gati Shakti completed 4 years on Monday as Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government launched the ambitious platform on October 13th in 2021. This marked a major step towards better coordination between various ministries. Indian Space Research Organisation has released the scientific data from the X-ray Astronomy Mission XPOSAT, India's X-ray polarimetry mission. The data sets as well as the supporting tools can be accessed from the portal of the Indian Space Science Data Centre. The Consulate General of India in Melbourne, in collaboration with Ayush Cell Australia and the Australian Association of Ayurveda, organised an Ayurveda workshop. It also held an exhibition showcasing Ayurvedic wellness products. This International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction, the UN urges nations to fund resilience, not disasters. With the launch of infrastructure for resilient island states at COP26, India is leading global efforts to build a safer, disaster-ready future. On to business news now. Indian equity indices ended on a negative note on Monday. At close, Nifty was down 58 points at 25,227. The Sensex at the BSE declined 174 points at 82,327 on Monday. At the Forex market, Indian rupee ended flat at 88 rupees 67 paise against the dollar on Monday. Gold futures maturing on December 5th were priced at 123,758 rupees per 10 grams on the multi-commodity exchange. Silver futures for December 5th maturity stood at 152,234 rupees per kilo on the MCX. In the global energy market, Brent crude rose to $63.68 per barrel on Monday. US President Donald Trump said that the US wants to support China rather than harm it in an attempt to ease tensions between Washington and Beijing. Beijing, on the other hand, criticized US actions as unfair amid the existing tariff war. YouTube has criticized Australia's planned under-16 social media ban as well-intentioned but ineffective. Google also called the move vague and difficult to enforce. Australia plans to revise its proposed tax hike on retirement savings for the wealthiest workers. The original 2023 proposal aimed to double taxes from 15 to 30% on pension balances above 1.96 million Australian dollars. Samsung Electronics anticipates its highest third-quarter profit since 2022, with a 10% year-on-year rise to 10.1 trillion won, driven by strong memory chip prices and demand, boosted by a chip supply deal with Tesla. Hamas handed over 20 Israeli hostages on Monday amid loud cheers in Tel Aviv's Hostage Square. Israeli hostages were received by the Israeli army and reunited with their families. There were loud cheers in Hostages Square as news of the release emerged. The Foreign Ministry of Israel greeted the released hostages, "Welcome home." US President Donald Trump will address the Israeli parliament. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu addressed the Knesset on Monday. Trump on Monday also met Benjamin Netanyahu as Hamas handed over all 20 surviving hostages to Israel. Earlier in the day, US President Donald Trump arrived in Israel and was received by Netanyahu at the airport. Egypt is set to host an international peace summit in the Red Sea resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh on Monday. Leaders from more than 20 countries participated in the summit, co-chaired by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Trump. The Nobel Prize in Economics was awarded on Monday to American-Israeli Joel Mocker, France's Philippe Aghion, and Canada's Peter Howitt for work on technology's impact on sustained economic growth. One person was injured as flames engulfed more than 5,000 square meters in Ukraine's Odessa region after Russian drones struck southern Ukraine. Firefighters continued through the night to contain large blazes that also destroyed a vehicle. Ukraine claims to have hit an oil terminal in the Russian-occupied Crimean Peninsula overnight. The drones launched by Ukraine struck at least 5 reservoirs at the facility, causing a large fire. During a visit to Kiev, European Union's top diplomat Kaja Kallas said on Monday that Russia was gambling with war after a spate of Russian drones and military jets crossing into the bloc's airspace. French President Emmanuel Macron unveiled a new government on Sunday after marathon talks to cobble together a cabinet with most top jobs remaining unchanged. European Union member countries began rolling out a new entry and exit system on Sunday at the bloc's external borders, electronically registering non-EU nationals' data. The new Peruvian president, Jose Herri, confronted his first protest on Sunday by engaging in dialogue with Aldo Marinos, a local mayor who had marched for days to the capital Lima to demand more attention for his region. Madagascar's presidency said on Sunday that an attempt to grab power by force was underway as more soldiers threw their support behind a youth-led protest movement. Madagascar President André Rajoelina will address the nation on Monday evening. Clashes intensified in Quito as Ecuador marked 21 days of a nationwide strike against President Daniel Noboa, coinciding with the day of the resistance march. Opposition leader Patrick Herminier defeated incumbent President Wavel Ramkalawan in Seychelles' runoff election with a 52.7% of the vote, returning the United Seychelles Party to full governmental control. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Patrick Herminier on his victory and expressed confidence that the time-tested and multifaceted relations will deepen and gain further momentum in his tenure. Election workers in Cameroon's capital, Yaoundé, began counting ballots after a presidential election on Sunday in which incumbent Paul Biya is widely expected to extend his grip on power. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro led a rally for the Day of Indigenous Resistance in Caracas on Sunday. It was his first public appearance after opposition leader Maria Corina Machado was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize this week. A shooting incident in the United States left 4 dead and at least 20 injured at a restaurant in a South Carolina island town on Sunday. The incident was being investigated. We're heading for a short break here on Express News. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay tuned to DD India.
There's so many invaluable artifacts that the British have taken from our country. They robbed us of our self-respect. They robbed us of our honor. Loot was never innocent. It was painful.
The word loot, that was stolen from India too.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News on DD India. I'm Tanvi Taneja. Let's resume. On to weather news now. Vellore and its surrounding areas in India's southern state of Tamil Nadu received heavy rainfall, causing Palattur Lake to overflow. The excess water flowed into the Kannaru stream, affecting multiple surrounding villages downstream. South Indian state of Kerala has also received warning of widespread rainfall as the cyclonic circulation of the Arabian Sea is set to intensify weather activity in the region. Hyderabad has been placed under a yellow alert as India Meteorological Department forecasts light to moderate rain and thunderstorms on Monday, warning residents of possible waterlogging and traffic delays. The city of Mumbai is expected to see clear skies and temperatures between 25 and 31 degrees Celsius on Monday, despite poor air quality levels from the previous day. The city recorded an air quality index of 154 on Sunday. The IMD has forecast mostly clear skies for Delhi NCR region until Tuesday. Northern areas are experiencing cooler winds with daytime temperatures around 30 to 31 degrees Celsius and night temperatures between 18 to 19 degrees Celsius in Delhi NCR. The Rohtang Pass in Himachal Pradesh witnessed unexpected snowfall in the high-altitude areas, marking an early onset of winter. Tourists and locals were surprised as the region's temperature dipped sharply, turning the mountain slopes white overnight. Floods trapped people in vehicles and homes in Spain on Sunday as torrential rain drenched the northeastern Catalonia region. The National Weather Agency issued a red alert for Tarragona as emergency crews carried out multiple rescues. Spain's National Weather Agency has declared a red alert in the coastal province amid floods caused by torrential rain. Mexico City recorded its heaviest rainfall of 2025 on Sunday as severe floods swept across several states. At least 47 people have died since Thursday as floods have wreaked a trail of destruction. Glaciers are melting rapidly worldwide, but Tajikistan's Pamir mountains have remained stable or even grown. Scientists are drilling deep ice cores there to understand this rare and surprising climate trend. More than 100 sausage dogs from Germany, Austria and Switzerland raced against the clock in Munich at the 3rd International Dachshund competition. The two-day event also saw shows on the sidelines such as dog dancing. Thousands gathered in Brazil's Amazon for the Círio de Nazar, one of the world's largest Catholic pilgrimages, honoring the Lady of Nazar. The centuries-old tradition in Belém draws around 2 million people each year and blends faith with culture. Hanoi's first World Culture Festival featured the popular culinary street with chefs from all continents. The festival showcased 45 cultural spaces and 34 international food booths at the Thang Long Imperial Citadel. Despite challenges of being born with an incomplete right hand, Nguyen Thi Ha from Hue in Vietnam has mastered traditional and 3D hand embroidery using only her left hand. Overcoming physical challenges to pursue her passion, the story is an example of resilience. Yusuf Mamsa, a warm-hearted man from northwest China's Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, has devoted himself to free rescue missions in the uninhabited lands along the Takurgan-Yarkant Trail for years, keeping watch over travelers day and night. Giant panda Quin Hua celebrated his 5th birthday at the Huangyang Mountain Scenic Area in Hongzhong City, northwest China's Shanxi province. Over 10,000 migratory birds arrived at the Nanji Wetland Reserve in Nanchang City in China. This marked a seasonal surge along the East Asian Australasian flyway as authorities ramp up protections for wintering flocks. Hebei's Hengshui Lake in China reached a major conservation milestone by confirming the world's first successful natural breeding of the critically endangered Bayer-Pochard duck. Hordes of horticulturists took part in the Great Big Bout Dig in Canberra, Australia. The event is held after the Floriade Flower Festival each year, giving crowds the chance to take home blooms and bulbs of their own. An 82-year-old astrophysicist is about to represent Australia at the World Masters Powerlifting Championships. He discovered the sport by chance later in life and is now inspiring others to age healthily. India's national capital held the 20th Delhi Half Marathon that kicked off from Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium. The route passed through the iconic landmarks like India Gate and Major Dhyan Chand Stadium. A large-scale beach cleanup drive was initiated at the Thoothukudi port coastline in Tamil Nadu. The initiative is part of efforts to combat plastic pollution, with the port now declared plastic-free. Flamingos arrived early in Rajasthan this year, drawn by improved habitat conditions, highlighting Sambar Lake's growing importance as a key stopover for migratory birds. Jammu and Kashmir hosted history's first international downhill mountain biking event, the Zabarwan Legend Series 2025 in Gulmarg. The event marks a significant milestone for adventure sports in the region. Titanium gates were installed at Lord Ram Temple in Ayodhya, a first of its kind use in India, chosen for their strength, lightweight and 1,000-year lifespan. Titanium marks a major innovation in temple construction. And now on to some entertainment news. Hollywood paid tribute to Oscar-winning actress Diane Keaton, who passed away on Saturday at the age of 79. Co-stars Robert De Niro and Bette Midler remembered her as a brilliant and original talent. The trailer for the final season of Jurassic World Chaos Theory was unveiled at New York Comic Con. The 9-episode season will premiere on Netflix on November 20th. Disney's Tron Ares stumbled at the box office with a $33.5 million domestic debut, falling short of expectations and threatening the future of the long-running franchise. The star cast of After the Hunt attended the premiere at the London Film Festival. The drama explores academic loyalty and power struggles. Pop band Aqua revealed plans for Aqua the Musical stage production featuring their hits like Barbie Girl alongside their personal story. Set to premiere in Copenhagen in 2028, the show promises a colourful tribute to the 1990s and the band's journey. Hollywood actor Sean Penn was the guest of honour at Lumiere Festival's opening night in Lyon, France, where he received a standing ovation from the audience. The 70th Filmfare Awards were held in Gujarat's Ahmedabad, where Kiran Rao's directorial Lapata Ladies won 13 awards, including Best Director and Best Film. Legendary Indian filmmaker Shyam Benegal posthumously received the 70th Filmfare Lifetime Achievement Award. The award commemorates Benegal's vast contributions to Indian cinema. Bollywood movie Sunny Sanskari Ki Tulsi Kumari featuring Varun Dhawan saw a 50% box office jump in its second week. The total earnings of the film have crossed 50.25 crore rupees. Actor Rishabh Shetty's folk action thriller Kantara Chapter 1 continues strong run at the box office, crossing 400 crore rupees. Next we have sports news. In cricket, West Indies set India a target of 121 runs after being bowled out for 390 in the second and final test match at the Arun Jaitley Stadium in New Delhi. Earlier, opener John Campbell and Shai Hope hit resilient ton as West Indies fighted back against India on day 4 of the second and final test in Delhi on Monday. Justin Greaves and Jayden Seales stitched a stubborn 79-run partnership in 22 overs for the 10th wicket, stretching the lead to 120 before Bumrah ended the innings. Defending champions Australia chased down a mammoth 331 runs to beat India by 3 wickets in a pulsating Women's World Cup clash in Visakhapatnam. Australian skipper Lisa Haley unleashed a stunning exhibition of stroke play, cracking 142 of 107 balls to lead Australia to the highest successful run chase in the history of women's one-day internationals. New Zealand batter Kane Williamson is set to miss the home 2020 series against England later this month due to an injury. Black Caps T20 Michelle Santner has returned to the squad after recovering from an abdominal surgery. 14-year-old sensation Vaibhav Suryavanshi has been named Bihar's vice-captain for the first 2 rounds of India's premier domestic cricket tournament, the Ranji Trophy season. In soccer, Mohammad Kudus scored as Ghana beat Comoros 1-0 in Accra to become the 5th African nation to qualify for the 2026 World Cup after Algeria, Egypt, Morocco and Tunisia. It will be his 5th appearance for Ghana in the global showpiece. Their best performance was in 2010 in South Africa, where they lost to Uruguay after a quarter-finals penalty shootout. Inter Miami paid tribute to Jordi Alba on Saturday after their final home match of the regular season, as the defender plans to retire once the season comes to a close. World number 204, Valentin Vacherot, on Sunday defeated his cousin Arthur Rinderknecht to claim the Shanghai Masters title. Spain's oldest active chess player Manuel Alvarez celebrated his 104th birthday on Sunday with a special chess tournament in Madrid's neighborhood, drawing over 160 participants to honor his enduring legacy in the game. Indian squash ace Joshna Chinnappa clinched her 11th PSA Tour title, beating Egypt's Haya Ali in 4 games in the Japan Open final in Yokohama on Monday. Ugandan Jacob Kiplimo won the Chicago Marathon in a dominant fashion, breaking the tape in 2 hours, 2 minutes and 23 seconds in his second race over the distance. So that's it in this edition of Express News. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.